Hello students, welcome to our channel Lakshmi Kavya Law Tutorials. Today we are going to discussing about delegated legislation. Okay. Prior to discussing today's topic, please subscribe to our channel and like this video and share this video to your friends. So, what is delegated legislation? Here, first of all, you got the meaning about delegation. What is delegation? What is delegation? Delegation means transfer or share some powers to another body. Okay. So, transfer or share. So, delegation means transfer. So, delegated legislation means the delegated legislation, that means legislature transfers its work to executive body. What is the work of legislature? Is to make the legislations, that means laws. So, parliament can transfer its powers to the executive or means cabinet instruments. Okay, so this is the meaning of delegated legislation. The delegated legislation is also known as subordinate legislation and secondary legislation. Okay, so it is also known as subordinate legislation and secondary legislation. Here we have to observe that two types of laws. First one, parental law, and second one, enabling act. So, parental law. Parental law is which is made by parliament, that is called as parental law. On this basis, the foundation is parental law. On this basis, the cabinet can make any law to implement the parental law, that is called as enabling act. Okay, so clear? So, next one, the key features of the delegated legislation. First one, obviously delegating their legislative powers to another body, that means executive body. And second one, enabling acts. Already we discussed that which act is enacted only basing upon some parental laws, that is called as enabling acts. In simple words, an act which is made by the executive body or cabinet, that is called as enabling acts. Okay, clear? So, types of delegated legislation. What are the types of delegated legislation? There are three types of delegated legislation. First one, statutory instruments. Okay. Second one, bylaws. And third one, orders of council. Okay, these statutory instruments and orders by councils are not implemented in our country. So that's why we are not approaching that for more deeper explanation. Bylaws. Bylaws means a law which is made by the executive body to implement the main law. Okay, so parental law. Those are called as bylaws. These bylaws are made by the executive or governmental authoritative persons. Okay, clear? So, if any bylaw or any enabling act make any type of disturbance or any ultra-virus or any violation of the fundamental rights, then the judiciary can exercise the control over the delegated legislation. Yes, there is a chance to control over the delegated legislation by judiciary. Okay, obviously we already discussed that the judiciary can exercise the control over the discretionary powers and separation of powers. So, as in the same way, it exercises its control over the delegated legislation also. With which mechanism? With which mechanism? Obviously, judicial review. So, already we have to discuss about the judicial review very deeply in our previous video, right? So, with the judicial review method, the judiciary can have the control over the delegated legislation. Okay. On which grounds it can be controlled? Okay, in which situations it can be controlled? The delegated legislation. There are some grounds. First one, doctrine of ultra-vires. Okay, doctrine of ultra-vires. And second one, conflicts between the parental and other legislations. Okay, third one, breach of fundamental rights. Okay, so first one, ultra virus. When an act is becomes as ultra virus means a law go beyond the parental act. Okay, go beyond the parental act. Okay, clear? Go beyond the parental act. That is called as ultra virus. Which is the parental act in our country? Constitutional law is the parental act in our country. Obviously, on which act, the enabling act made by the executive, that is also called as parental or other legislative act. Okay, so when ultra virus, the enabling act is become as ultra virus to the parental act or any other foundation legislature, then the judiciary can involve and struck down that act. Next, second one, abuse of the powers. Some powers are transferred from the legislature to the executive body, right? In that circumstance, if the executive body exercises too much of exceeding the limits, then also the judiciary can involve with that matter and struck down the act. Okay, and next one, conflict with the parental act. Obviously, we already discussed that if there is any conflict with the parental act or other legislation, then also the judiciary involves and struck down that act. Okay, and next one and last one and very important one, it is the main ground for the discretionary and separation of powers and delegated legislation also. What is that? Breach of fundamental rights. So when any act is violated the fundamental rights, okay, which are enshrined in part 3 of Indian Constitution, then also the judiciary involves with that matter and struck down the act. Clear? So these are the grounds for judiciary to exercise the control over the delegated legislation. Clear, students? So the judiciary make very crucial role to maintain the proper method for delegated legislation. So this is for today's lecture, students. So I am giving detailed notes relating to delegated legislation, and you have to write down in the same manner in your examination. It is very important question in administrative law. Okay, so look at the screen and write down the notes. So, this is all today's lecture and full notes related to delegated legislation topic. Okay, so if you are like this video, please give a like and subscribe to our channel and share this video. If you get any doubts relating to any topic in administrative law, just comment me in my comment section or give a message in through my Instagram account. Okay, this is Lakshmi Kavya Gokaraju signing off for today. Stay tuned.